All right, we's live.
Heyo. We were just
Hello.
talking about Mayor of Easttown. Mayor of Easttown.
Right.
Um, and yeah, so the guy on the show on MMR, Casey, was saying how he already loved Kate Winslet and he already likes like British women, but now that she's like doing a Pennsylvania accent, he's like it's driving him. He's like, more in love with her than I ever was.
Oh my God.
I know. I was like, but it's all fake. I don't
That's
know.
that's also like when I don't there's a lot of accents that I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So then that has like in watching that show, accents or even location has bared no it has no
Oh,
meaning to me. Like I'm watching the conversations, I'm watching what's happening. I love the story, I love the characters, I love the interaction, but I've never
so do you remember when we were driving to my house? I know you didn't look up a lot,
I
but
didn't, and I don't
from the
remember much of anything. Anyway, go
from
ahead.
the airport to my house, there's a bunch
Mhm.
of exits. One
Yes.
of those exits is where they are. In
Oh, okay.
in
That's
between
exciting.
yeah, in between Philly airport and my house. It's like Delaware County is kind of like I'm straight up and down from the airport. They're sort of like off to the right.
Mm,
If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
The,
right.
the one detective comes in and says, "I got you a coffee at the Wawa."
I mean, you know Wawa, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I knew Wawa when you started talking about Wawa. I learned about Wawa here on the show when
Yeah,
y'all
right,
were
Mhm.
talking
right.
about stuff, and I was like,
Yeah, we've talked about Wawa before.
"What is
And there's
that?"
a Wawa next to the place where Joe has MapCon, where he used to have MapCon.
Morning, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Thank you for spending some time with us this morning.
Yes. Happy
That's right.
Memorial
We're
Day.
here.
Happy Memorial Day. I'm so glad to be in here and not out there right now
Mhm.
Why?
because Nate's been here since Thursday or
Oh, you
Friday.
mean out there as in like out in your house. Martin, hello.
Yeah.
Look, how about tea?
How about
Well, I
tea?
think we all love tea, but I've
I'm
Yeah.
had
giving
my
you
coffee.
I'm giving you a little tea right now. So,
I
See,
love
uh,
Wawa.
in South Jersey, we get a coffee,
get a coffee and a pretzel.
coffee
You
and a
took
pretzel
me
here
to
at Wawa,
you
and then lunch
you
we
took
have a
me
hoagie.
Oh my god. You
Stacy's
took me to my first Wawa,
Yes.
Jess. We went together and then
Yeah,
I
cuz
went to my very wasn't a Wawa what was remember when we went to was it Podfest? And in that hotel there was a Wawa right there, right? Like
Podfest
right
in
on
Tampa?
it
no,
was wherever it is that we were. I remember coming out like and I walked
Yes.
to the Wawa and I carried 2
Yes.
gallons of water all the way
Yes.
back. Yeah.
Yes, that hotel has a Wawa in the parking lot.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. I miss
Yeah.
that hotel. He stopped doing it there, but that was a good one.
No, it
That's
what
the one that
Jess, that's the one you complained
I was
about that looked
literally
like we
just
were
gonna
gonna get
say.
murdered.
That's the one it's like the main building is a normal hotel, but all the side buildings
Yes.
are like motels.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I
Which is
remember.
okay, you're
I
like,
meant
"I missed that hotel." You're like, "That's the one everyone complained about, including you.
I missed that
We
hotel
don't wanna
because
be murdered
oh
here."
no, only because it was a little smaller than the one you moved to. That's all.
Oh, right, yeah, because I remember but I mean, I remember where I was, which was, like, that one place where it was, like, literally looking down the stairs,
Yeah.
and it was way out in the boonies, and I did feel like I was gonna die.
Martin's
Yeah.
going Wawa. So where are you? Where are you located, Martin?
Martin's
Oh,
in a entire different continent.
Yeah. I
okay.
think he's
See,
He's,
Dutch.
yeah, he's in the EU. He's,
Mm,
Sweden, is it, Martin? Um, so yeah, that's why.
okay, yeah,
Wawa
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like a little
it's a
store.
convenience store,
It's a convenience store
It's a gas
that's
station and a 7-Eleven with
yeah.
a deli.
right? But
That's
has
what it is.
amazing hot foods and makes amazing sandwiches and
Speaking of amazing hot foods, they just started doing burgers at night for dinner. Have you tried one? My
yeah,
mother-in-law is dying to try
everybody.
Oh
it.
my gosh.
Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a fabulous burger," and I'm like, "It's okay, it's all
It's a
right."
fabulous burger, really? I
No,
haven't
it's not. It's
I'm
not.
I'm with you. I find that very hard to believe.
Yeah, Five
But my
Guys.
mother-in-law is like, "I have to try the burger." And I was
It's
like, "Do you?"
okay. I
I
mean,
don't think I would ever think it's sort of like, okay, get this. Who wants to go to the co-op with me and get some of the food over at the co-op
right.
at the local? That's how y'all would go.
They have a
How
co-op.
about
in
not?
Canada.
That's that reaction I have for you telling me there's a burger at Wawa. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Why would
there's-
I want to
that's
go to a
kinda how I
convenience
feel
store
about
to
it.
eat?
That's exactly how I feel about it.
Exactly. I'd rather go to the local
In-
co-op
In
and get
Frederick,
yummy food.
Maryland, there's a lot of places like that. So like there's one restaurant that was downtown near my dad's office called the Chat and Chew. And my mom and I used to
Chat
call it
and
the Bite and
Chew.
Barf. Yeah, because you're not supposed to chat and chew.
You bite and barf.
My mom used to call it the Bite and Barf. And then there was another gas station. I swear to God, it was called Chicken Man because it was chicken and gas, fried chicken and gasoline.
Wow.
That was their big claim to fame. It was so. Isn't that
It's-
not the weirdest thing?
Yes,
Around
that is.
here, they
Well,
have
it's not
Royal
the
Farm.
weirdest thing.
It's pretty weird.
But
Do
it
you
is.
have a Royal Farms down in North Carolina? Have you heard of a Royal Farms?
Oh, Royal Farms. Now that is good chicken and gas.
Right.
I
we
have
call
no
it-
idea what that is
Oh
either.
my God.
It's like a
There's
Wawa. It's a Wawa, but they have like really good fried chicken.
Oh.
crazy fried chicken, but like not fried chicken that you'd get at like a chicken and gas station type place, but like actual delicious chicken. It's quite an anomaly. I have to say.
Actual delicious.
Yes.
It's weird, right?
Steak and
That's
shake.
weird.
That's
Yeah, I
more.
don't know. It's just not going to be somewhere where I'm like, oh, wow, I'm so excited that this is here. Not going to happen.
Yeah. See, now Stacy says we don't have Royal Farms in this part of North Carolina, but people.
Rave about it in
It
Delaware. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a family big deal. If you pass a Royal Farms anywhere, you have to stop and get chicken.
Yeah,
Oh
and
my
they also
God.
have they have the steak fries, like the really big thick cut potato fries that are
Yeah, I like those wedges.
wedges, potato wedges, potato. Now I'm going to do my over
wedges.
enunciated South Jersey accent.
Steak and shake is funny.
Yeah, I don't know any. That's one accent I have zero understanding about. Like I wouldn't ever be able to pick it out. I do know, I mean, I have understood once I was in Pittsburgh, I was able to hear what that accent was.
Mhm.
And then, but it took me a while because at first I also didn't hear it. But then slowly, when people started to point it out, I was able to go, oh, okay. And then in order to understand it, you have to really exaggerate it. So Randy would exaggerate the accent, and then I was able to hear it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then I was able to hear it because it's subtle. It's not like super in your face. It's small little things. And then I was able to hear it. So I think that's why it's exaggerated, because people need to hear the difference. The subtleties are harder to pick apart. and
Yeah,
whatnot,
in this
but-
area, it's instead of home, it's home, hoogie,
Home.
hoogie. You get water, not water.
Hoagie,
Water.
water, bathroom.
Bathroom.
Bath,
me.
as in like with an F?
Sometimes it's
No, it's just
bathroom.
bath as in not bath. It's bathroom. Bathroom.
yes.
See, that's the kind of stuff that I never in a million years would I know, that like the difference between those two A's is so hard for me to understand. And then it's even harder for it to come out of my mouth.
But you
So
hear
even though
water,
you're saying
Diane,
one or the other, and then I'm still not going to do it.
but
What?
you hear the difference between water and water.
I
Yeah.
tried to change
But
the
I
way
wouldn't ever put that to a accent in a
accent?
specific part of the country. I heard that when I was in California, in LA,
hold
when
it.
people say that.
Hold on, Martin.
What?
What do you mean soured milk? What I mean, he doesn't put soured milk in a smoothie. That's got to be a different. That's
No,
not
dude, I'm sure it's a different
right.
maybe
There is cream that you can get. I've been learning
and
about
buttermilk.
this actually.
That's one of, again,
From-
he's probably using a different type of
No, there's
term.
curdled cream. No, in Europe they put curdled cream in coffee and tea sometimes.
Ooh,
It's not
Really?
curdled. It's not curdled the way that it's curdled as in sour. I mean, I know they call it soured milk, but it's just like thick enough to be kind of chunky, but not sour.
well, enjoy. That's all I got to
It's
say.
kind
All
of
right.
like it's kind of like a combination. It's like somewhere in between milk and like sour cream, but not sour.
Gotcha.
It doesn't make sense. And by the way, Martin, no, they do not have Wawa in the Midwest. It's an East Coast thing.
Yeah, very East Coast. Yes,
Only East Coast.
northeast.
there's another one. Elsie, do you remember when Dr. Ginger told me that my particular accent? She was like, "What is that accent?" And I was like, "I don't have an accent." She goes, "Oh, you have an accent." East, she called it East Coast Jew.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's my
Woo!
accent.
Possibly.
I was like,
Mm.
"Is it though?" I mean, I guess it is because I have grandparents from DC, grandparents from New York, and then I lived in Frederick, which is a little bit of a hick town. So I do say y'all sometimes, and then and then now I live here where I've got that. There's a little more Philadelphia. I've talked to you about this because Philadelphia, everything Pennsylvania, they swallow their L's,
Mhm.
so it's not Philadelphia, it's Philadelphia,
Philadelphia.
Philadelphia. Like they kind of
Okay.
swallow it. It's
Yeah.
not the Eagles, the beautiful bald eagle. It's eagle.
Yeah.
You
know,
know,
the
Not
E
gonna
you know the
happen. Like
Eagles
I
from
still don't. I
you
mean,
don't
it's
hear it.
fine. I'm sure if I were to study and work very hard at it, it would be.
You'd have to work very hard at it, really.
Yeah, I would have to work very hard at it because it's different between my mouth doesn't want to
Yeah.
do it. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter how often. That's why I cried at every single day after taking our like voice lessons in
Mhm.
in grad school because all of the rest of the people were like super understanding everything, and every time I left, I was
Oh.
like, I have no idea what just happened in class. My mouth isn't working, and they would go, "No, it's not and I was like, I don't know what I'm saying wrong. And so it was so frustrating. I would
very
leave and I would
frustrating.
cry. It was horrible. So
Oh, that sucks.
I know I hated it. It was the worst. It was the worst. So that's all. I mean, it's kind of like, when people are, for me, whenever I would go into a yoga classes, I understood everything about my body immediately. And if somebody was going, you have to like expand more through the left rib cage out to the left and then puff back, I would immediately do it. And then a lot of people would be like, what does that even mean?
What do you mean puff back?
Exactly. How does that move? You can't move that. Like all of those things where you immediately go, I can't move. Why? What? That frustration I never felt because I immediately got it because it was
Ugh.
in my body. But if it's in my mouth, that's a different thing. I don't know.
All right, ladies,
Anyway,
why don't we start our recordings?
that's right. That would be great. At
All
least
right.
it's not Amadeus. Hold on. I should have opened this
Amadeus,
up already.
Amadeus.
Oh my God, you beat me to it.
I'm recording on a Amadeus. Amadeus.
Ooh, rock me, Amadeus.
Oh my God. Yeah.
All right, let me know when you're ready, Elsie.
Huh? I'm just opening up the second
I'm not
thing
ready
to
either.
record in.
Okay, this is 316.
I am ready
All right,
whenever y'all are.
wait for Jess.
Yeah, wait
Mhm.
for me. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hold on. Okay, it's working.
All righty.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm
All
not
right.
going to hit stop this time.
Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Press record. All right. Elsie, say hello.
Hello.
Jess, say hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Allison.
Hey, can I do?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I was going
Go ahead.
to do a tooltip before we started, but never
Oh.
mind.
What is it?
What is it?
Okay, so if you go to
That's going well so far.
That's going well. You've disappeared, tooltip master. You are gone. We
It's
cannot.
funny because it was like the
you.
perfect time for him to be like, if you go to.
Could you imagine if we could just like mute people that way? Wouldn't that be the best?
That would be so good.
It would just be like mute, and then they could
You're
keep
right.
talking, and then we still wouldn't hear it. And we would just go like, there's John.
let's,
John,
not,
what are you doing?
let's not do that again. Hold on.
I didn't do it.
Great tip, John. Great tip.
That was amazing. The silence tip was awesome.
So anyhow, I hate myself right now.
Which
Go
one?
ahead.
So on Resonate, it's called Resonate Recordings.
Yes. Ooh, look, pretty colors. I don't know, dude.
Recorder.
The one on the right or the one on your left.
This one?
The one on
This one. Okay. Thank you.
Do me a favor. Put like a towel down or some cloth so we don't have to hear that banging around.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Anyhow, that's a great way to record your audio without using a recording device. Like if you didn't want to have Audacity or Zencastr or anything, if you're just going to record your voice in a live stream, it works excellent.
Oh, great.
Stacey,
Mhm.
they're called, the pink one is the beige of reason,
Oh my gosh.
and the gray one is called Topeless Beach.
All
And
right.
this is very important. My mother would never buy a color unless she liked the name of it. It's weird. Isn't that weird? Some people.
Yeah,
so-
I dropped the
Well,
little-
I think, yeah. Oh, thanks so much, John,
There we
for
go.
sharing that for the folks that are out there that would like
sorry,
to.
sorry. I totally knocked the wind out of your tip.
That's all right. I'm used to it.
Gee, I know. John's like, oh, I tried again to be of value.
I screwed up.
Yet once again.
Always a value, John. Always, always, always.
All right, ladies, here
Don't
we
give
go.
up on your dreams.
All right. Oh gosh. Yeah. Are we ready?
Here
Here we
comes
go.
the music.
Hello. Welcome to She Podcast episode 316. I am your co-host, Jessica Kupferman, and with me as always, the lovely top bund today, Miss Elsie Escobar.
Top bund.
You are top bund today. It's like Top Gun, only with mom hair.
I love that mom hair. I guess it depends on what time of your life, because I've been wearing this like all my life.
Yeah.
So
me
it's,
too.
it has a different meaning, I guess, depending upon your age.
I guess
that
so.
correct?
I guess that's true. Yeah. I
So.
can't do the top bun anymore because now I have bangs. Oh, and also our producer, the tooltip attempter, John Jamingo. Hello.
Wah, wah.
Well, I know now he's being
Come
completely
on.
forgotten. No, I know.
Yeah, you may have missed the beginning where he goes, "All right, I'm gonna do a tooltip first, yeah," and then,
And then I hit the tab for what I was talking about, and it zipped me right out of the stream.
Yep.
amazing,
Then I had to get back. I'm like, oh, gotta get back.
humorous.
Yep.
So happy Memorial Day. That's what today is, Memorial Day. Has everyone
And-
had a decent Memorial Day so far, or are we just kind of like waiting for it to be over?
Dude, it's 10 in the morning here
Which-
for us. And for folks that are not here in the East Coast, they just woke up.
That's true.
So
Mhm.
therefore,
But they still had the whole weekend to piddle around. No?
you mean how has your
Weekend.
weekend? How was your weekend is a better question. How has your
Memorial Day
weekend gone?
weekend? Yeah. All right. Sorry.
How is, because right now it's Monday, and I mean, I don't know about y'all, but when it comes to the life that we're living lately, weekends have a little bit of a more of an an experience, but not really. You know what I mean?
Explain.
In the sense that every
Oh,
day it's the
because of
same.
pandemic,
Like
you
it,
mean.
other than like this is how I know it's a weekend. I allow myself not to set the alarm so I can sleep in.
Yeah.
That's my weekend.
What did you used
No.
to do on weekends before the pandemic?
Dude, I've always worked from home, so it was about the same thing.
Yeah. You
I
said
don't
the
think-
life we're living, like it's changed so much, but I'm not sure it's changed that much for you.
Not for me. No, that's why when you're saying that, I'm like, it used to be a lot different, I guess.
You mean like before you had children?
Yes. Yes, that
Do you
is
even
correct.
remember that? Do you even remember when you didn't have children?
I do remember. There were
Could've
lots
been
of
that long
fun
ago.
things that I did.
Yeah. Things we won't discuss.
Lots of things I mean, it wasn't even that I won't discuss. It's just that I remember like doing things like going to do stuff by myself. Like those are the things that I really love to do. Going to eat,
Being
going to the
alone.
movies, going to
Mhm.
go get a coffee,
Mhm.
going,
All good things.
all good things that are not really life-changing. Going to yoga classes whenever I want. Like Saturday mornings, that was what I did. I had a 9 o'clock yoga class to go to.
Mhm.
And that was my Saturday. That was so great. Every Saturday morning, I'd get up and go to yoga at
The good
9.
old days. Well, look,
Ah, the good old days.
nobody forced you up a mountain. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out of that mountain.
Also,
You're
my
also
teacher, who I adored and loved, is left Los Angeles,
oh,
and I didn't go back to that 9 o'clock yoga class because he left. So
I'm wondering if the background that we have here is
Mhm.
making me look blue because I've tried everything else.
Have you turned the light on?
What light?
Your light.
Yeah, no, it didn't help. Never mind. Thank you, John. I'm just blue. You
I'm
know why?
just
It's 'cause
blue.
it's gray out, I guess.
Oh, look,
No,
that one's like little pills. We've never.
they're circles.
Oh, are they? Oh, it looks
Yeah.
like a pill.
They're circles.
Okay.
This is fine. Never mind. All right, we can just take that out. So yeah, so Memorial Day. My sons are both here. Next week is my husband's 50th birthday.
Exciting.
Yeah,
I hear
wish it
he's
was.
not very excited about that though.
He's a little funny about his birthday, but also he hates having surprises ruined for him.
Okay.
And poor Isaac, he's only 6 years old. So like if you plan anything with Isaac, he's like, "Dad, I have to tell you about your birthday."
Oh.
Oh
A-
no.
And then
Why are
Scott's
you
like,
telling Isaac?
"Well, I'm not particularly telling Isaac. It's just that he overhears things or he goes with me for, like okay, so like for example, this morning I have to go pick up a present like that his grandmother painted him a picture of our house and like I have to go pick it up and have it framed and like you can't tell Isaac any of this. But he wants to know where I'm going and
Oh.
that kind of thing or he'll be with me when I go do stuff and it's just impossible.
Have you
So,
told him that these are surprises? Mind you, I have a child that's like that too.
yeah.
She is now almost 10 years old. And what I know now is that you simply cannot
Yeah,
tell her. Like you
never
just cannot
involve
tell
her.
her
I'm just
anything.
never gonna have to involve him. I cannot involve him, period.
Yeah.
Because he'll go, "You have to know my mom's coming over because she's oh, never mind." And
Right.
it's gotta be like, "Don't say another word."
Right.
He's
We'll
such a
see. Yeah.
pro about
And
it.
Maymay does stuff like that, but she will just let things out without even wanting to. So
I know.
she's not being purposeful about her disclosure of things.
Yeah, but still, it's like,
It
never
just comes
mind.
out,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh,
Mhm.
why did you? Oh my God.
Yeah, same. Same.
So,
Same.
yeah.
It's very frustrating. So yeah, so it's been very tense. Plus, like the 50-year-old thing, like also he's so weird about gifts. Like he has very particular. I've never bought him a big gift that he hasn't returned or fixed in some way. So like I've decided I would get him. I'm taking him somewhere instead. But like now I'm worried because for my 40th birthday he got me. Well, I was turning 40 and we were having a baby, and it was our 10th anniversary, so he got me like a ring.
Mhm.
And now I'm like worried that like there's no thing for him to have and he's gonna be mad. Like I feel like it's like his voice in my head is torturing me. If I
Oh
get
my
him a
God.
thing,
So stressful, dude. It's
I
so
know.
stressful. You
I
got to
know.
play it the way we play it, which is nothing.
I wish
There's
I
zero
could.
expectations about anything, and I'm
Oh,
super
man.
stoked if I have a card that was remembered and from Whole Foods.
Okay, but that's
Happy
not gonna.
birthday, mama. That's about the extent of it. Which is fine.
Aw.
I honestly listen, and I know like you're like, "Oh," and I'm like, I don't want anything. And when I say I honestly I am 100% like yeah, no. I do
Yeah,
not.
I know.
So, and I know everybody's like, "Oh," and I'm like, listen, I like it. And if I want something, I will advocate for myself and say, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And then I will get it. And I can guarantee you, the majority of the people around me have zero idea as to what would actually make me happy. You know, in the sense of like, this is what I would really want. Like, I don't want any of their stuff. So
I have some good ideas, but the other thing that's annoying about Scott, I have to vent about this because no one else will understand. Okay, so the other thing that's annoying about Mr. Scott is that like he does have an Amazon wish list, but he uses it to bookmark things. It's not necessarily shit he actually wants. Some of it is stuff he wants to get Isaac. Some of it is stuff he wants to get my dad.
I have stuff that I have, my list is that way too.
Yeah, some of it, which is fine, but like have a private list for that shit. Like don't let everyone see books that you were looking at that you have never wanted to. Like one time for his birthday, I bought him. There were Beatles. It was a Beatles thumb drum, some kind of way that you like play the drums with your thumbs. And he was like, "This is the dumbest thing you've ever bought me." I'm like, "It's in your fucking list. I don't know. I don't know. It was in your list." He was like, "Why the fuck would you buy me this?" I'm like, "You know what? I quit.
He would get a gift certificate from me. Honest to God, I would not put up with the first time he took something back that I bought him. From then on, he would just get a gift certificate.
And that was a watch. Thank you very much.
I don't think
so. Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do it. I don't know why. That's the kind of stuff where I'm like, no, don't even. Why?
So here's what I've done. And maybe it'll come in time and maybe it won't. Okay, so I bought him a book that has every day is another page of headlines from the year
he was born.
Yeah, so it's like it starts with 71 and it's like every year the top headlines. Okay, until now. And then I got him bracelets that we both wear, kind of like the touch lamps where like if you touch it, it buzzes the other person just to let them know you're thinking about them because I'm going to be traveling in a little bit.
Yeah.
So those two things, and then I think I told his sister to get him like a chef's knife because he likes getting chef's knives, although he keeps insisting he doesn't want that. Like, I don't know. It's exhausting. It's the pressure is unbelievable. I'll just say that. Because you know what else is the worst part? This is every year. Father's Day is right after.
Right.
So I just have to like Memorial Day. I just buy a plethora of shit and then divvy it up for birthday and Father's Day. But this year it has to be cooler shit because he's 50.
The stress, dude. I wouldn't want to handle it.
When he turned 40,
I don't know.
I got him a party.
I'm so happy that I don't have to deal with that stuff.
I can't do a party. I mean, I would have done a party, but it's pandemic and he has no immunities yet to COVID. So for 40th birthday, I went to do you know, John, do you know Jimmy John's? Not the regular place, but like the special one that's up here in Chadds Ford.
Yeah, the one that burnt down.
Yeah, the one that burnt down. That's his favorite place. So for his 40th birthday, we had a party in like a hot dog restaurant.
Oh, that's cool.
It has model trains.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that was nice. I wish I could repeat that. That was a genius move.
Yeah.
Not this time.
Well, I mean, mind you, it's his 50th year. Maybe you should do something like 50 times.
Oh, no.
During the year. You know what I mean? Something fun, something interesting, something that he gets an opportunity to experience 50 times
John
over.
Goes, "Oh, no, don't do that."
I don't know. I mean, or maybe something every month. It's a whole year. The whole year is 50. It's the beginning of a decade. It's not like today needs to be the thing. It's the beginning of something. And so I think that there's time where you can have a little extra something every time y'all go out. It can be like a little extra 50th celebration for Scott and whatever that might be, wherever you are. And that would be a really nice little surprise that he gets a little teeny gift.
So his grandmother decided to do a paint. She's a watercolor artist. She decided to do a painting of our house. And my mother-in-law keeps wanting me to. She's like, "You need to go over and take a look at it." I'm like, "Just take a picture." She goes there every Thursday. I'm like, "Just take a picture of it. I'm sure it's beautiful." Like, I don't want to go all, I don't need to go all the way over. So she took a picture of it. I said it was perfect. Now she wants me to go over and see the finished piece. I was like, I don't need to do that. So I call his grandmother and I was like, I told her I would come over today and pick it up and take it to have it framed. She was fine with that. She didn't know why I had to go over and see it either. That was all his mother's idea. So then last night she goes, okay, so I heard you're going to go get it from mom tomorrow, right? And I was like, yeah. She goes, so is that from all of us? And I was like, who's us? And she goes, well, I didn't have a gift. Mom didn't have a gift. You didn't have a gift. I'm like, you think I don't have a gift? It's my husband's 50th birthday. Like, is she crazy? I was like, of course I have a gift. It's not for me. I didn't pick that house. Like, what are you, nuts? I thought she was out of her mind. Like, what? First of all, on what planet would I not have a gift for my husband's 50th fucking birthday?
This is an episode of The Amazing Mrs. Maisel right here.
Does that make sense, though? Seriously.
It is. It's such a.
How does that make sense?
It's an episode of Seinfeld.
I don't know what's happening. I'm so
I
confused.
You are really?
Well, no, it's just because I guess I don't. Yeah.
She wants to know if her mother's painting can be a gift from her, which is fine with me. I don't give a fuck. But don't try and act like it's from me, because I haven't thought that far ahead, because that's fucking bonkers.
But it's from her. It's from her. I guess that what I'm saying to you is that this is
I don't have a gift. So can we say it's from us so that I don't look like a dick?
Right.
He's gift coattailing. In other words, on someone's coattails, their gift.
So
you put my name on the card.
I would go. I guess she thought I would play along, but I was like, you can't say it's from me. I'm getting him a bunch of shit. If you haven't thought of it until Memorial Day, that's your fucking problem. It's your kid. You know when he was born. And you also know he's all sensitive about his birthday, because apparently this weekend is also the weekend of a huge accounting conference. So Daddy was gone every year on Scott's birthday because Daddy was an accountant.
Oh my God. This is tough.
It is torture.
Oh my gosh. I am so well, I guess that's one thing that we are not alike in. I can tell you that.
Who's we? I don't give a shit about my birthday.
No, not you.
I want. Oh yeah.
Because Scott and I are often
you are often compared. That's true.
We are not parallel today. In our, I'm the Scott usually in the relationship.
Not today.
Is what I'm saying. Yes, but when it comes to this, I have zero. Like I have zero understanding or similarities when it comes to this.
Because you know why? Because your mom probably tried to throw you a party every fucking year, and every year you were like, "No, I hate everyone."
Yeah, yes, you are correct, and because that's never been. My love language has never been gifts.
This isn't either. That's
but all I'm saying is it's never been that.
I know his isn't either, but I guess when your dad doesn't want to do anything for your birthday, it's hurtful. I guess I don't know. I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know that either.
I have birthday. Hold on, I have birthday issues too. I don't know why Elsie doesn't have birthday issues, because she and I have a birthday in the fucking because she's from California. That's why.
We've talked about this before. Elsie does not like people throwing it. She gets uncomfortable when people make her the
focus of attention of all the things.
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Like, oh my God.
Okay, well, I'm the opposite.
How do you not know that?
I know, but I'm saying I'm the opposite. I like to have all the attention. Mm-hmm. And when your birthday is the day after Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, oftentimes you're not at school, so no one can sing you happy birthday. And then also it snows. It snows, so your birthday parties get ruined.
Where is my sad piano music for this?
Oh my God. Honestly, I mean, I would be very bummed if my birthday, I guess, was on Christmas Day. That would be kind of annoying. Like, I'd be a little bit annoyed then because
everyone, the whole world
is paying attention to something different. Here's what I like to take ownership of my birthday. And so I can tell everybody saying it's my birthday. I get to do what I want versus
what I do.
You need to give me things and acknowledge me. It's like, listen, like I can just essentially, wake up that morning, and if I have to go to work or I have to go anywhere, I'd be like, I'm not showing up. It's my birthday. And then I will go do my things. Like, it's not so that you do something for me. It's so that I remove myself from the situation and give myself what I want.
This is what I do. I say what I want. I do what I want. I do that on Mother's Day, and I do it on my birthday.
Yeah, but dude, you're saying right now, nobody it's not about.
As a kid, I was annoyed. I don't care now.
Right. Yeah. All right.
It makes no difference to me now. But like when I was in grade school, it was frustrating for me. That's all, because I needed all the attention, and I got
gypped
sometimes. Okay, it doesn't matter.
So then I was not able to have anyone sing me happy birthday. And then after that,
Did we chase away all our listeners, or are people still listening to this?
They
drivel?
probably are like, you know what? I don't want to hear this crap. It's time
I'm
for
just
us to
wondering
talk
if you
about
guys
some podcasting.
Are you guys
news.
hanging in with us, or should we just?
They're
talk about
probably
podcasts?
gone, dude. It's like 10:35, and we haven't even talked about one podcasting related anything.
Okay, well, I have something to say that's not in the news, but I want to.
Okay, all right.
Okay? Can
Okay.
we start with this? We'll ease on into the news, but you can play the news jingle if you must.
it's your show, must I?
No, you mustn't unless you want.
We're
to.
here, says Stacy. Like, yeah. All right.
Here we go.
The news you can use for the informed podcaster. Podcasting news.
Well, you know, listen,
Jess, my birthday struggles.
It's not that. It's just that this. I'm telling you. Listen,
I get it.
Folks that are lovers of Seinfeld,
I know.
tend to be possibly not from. I think it's a cultural thing, in all honesty, because I never got Seinfeld. You can't sell me on him. It wasn't interesting to me. I get stressed out. I would often be crossing my eyes and going, why is this funny? Because it doesn't appeal to me, that sort of mundane conversation.
That's insulting to me, both as a funny person and a Jew.
I was going to say the same thing.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. All I'm saying to you, though, is that I would say,
You don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't get the funny.
The funny part is just life's little irritations.
Okay, but that's not me. That's the thing. It's like, that's not me. And there's a lot of funny things that I was just looking at, like when it comes to my cultural funnies, they're different than other people's cultural funnies. That's all I'm saying. Comedy is a really hard thing to translate.
Okay, I understand
to other
why
cultures.
The stories of 4 spoiled Jews may not appeal to you, okay? But there is something funny about shrinkage or being the master of your domain.
I don't even know what that is. See, I don't even get the cultural ththing. All I know is about the place that they go to, the restaurant.
Shrinkage is about men. They get their stuff gets smaller when when it's cold. So there's this one episode where they're swimming and George has a girlfriend there.
Look, Lena is like, I hear you. See?
Yes,
I don't want to know about. Listen, you can talk about shrinkage and all of the things, and I understand how it could be interesting to some folks. I don't find it interesting.
Okay. All right. Here's what we're going to talk about. Okay. There's the show that I watch on Facebook. Now we're in the news. Okay. We're changing, Stacey. Okay. There's the show that I watch on Facebook Watch. I don't know how or when I started watching it, but now it's served up to me all the time because of the algorithm. It's called Murder, Mystery, and Makeup. And basically this woman, her name is Bailey Sarian. Her mother was a 911 dispatcher. So as she's putting on makeup and making these crazy, artistic, beautiful faces, she's telling you about gory murder, kidnappings, rapes, all kinds of terrible, like true crime. So I just read that she got herself a podcast on Audio Boom, and I'm super excited. Although I'm wondering, is it going to take away from the makeup part? Because maybe she's only doing that because, it is interesting to listen to. But I'm not a true crime fan. I'm a fan of her marrying it with makeup. I like the fact that she's doing weird eyeliners and contouring her face while she's telling me about people when they were born and how the one with Eileen Wuornos is particularly tragic, and she does I don't know, just for some reason it goes together. So anyway, so she has a new podcast on Audio Boom. Of course, I don't remember the name of it. I'm going to look it up really quick.
Why would you?
I know.
Kind of like
it's not in the show notes. That's why.
It's kind of like when you do a podcast about podcasting, but you do your nails.
It's called Dark History. It's going to be called Dark History. Dark History.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you want to check it out, Dark History trailer is on is out now and through Audio Boom. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I really like her, but I don't have any idea how a podcast is going to work for her.
Well, it's going to expand her audience to to a different aspect, which may or may not include the makeup. But what makes you think that folks that don't listen to her are not going to all of a sudden decide, hey, I'm going to go watch her on YouTube? Because she's very big on YouTube as well.
Yeah, 8 million.
Yeah,
huge.
Yeah. So and that's where it started, and now she is parlaying. So it's a different kind of take on it. I don't think that it takes away from a specific. I don't know. I think it might expand her audience.
I think it'll draw more people to the video.
Yep, exactly. That's what I would.
You're right, but
and we don't know if she's going to expand on how long is this thing? Is it a 10 minutes? I don't know. I've never seen.
Yeah, it's new. It hasn't launched yet.
No, dude. The videos.
Oh, so on YouTube they're about a half hour or so. Okay. On Facebook they're about 15. Like they cut it.
So they cut it down a little bit. Okay, all right.
Like some of it on YouTube might also be makeup tutorials. She doesn't do that on Facebook. It's just murder while she's putting on makeup.
Right. So I was thinking that maybe there's a little extra stuff. I did read that headline. I saw that headline come through, and I thought that was a really intriguing concept of putting makeup on and talking about murder.
It is oddly satisfying to watch.
Super, super awesome. I think that plays with almost anything. I feel that putting makeup on and talking about almost anything would be really appealing to a lot of folks. So if you want to start a show on that, do it, because it would be great.
There's another show that's not turning into a podcast by Jamie French, and she does makeup and movies, but instead of doing murder, she like watches terrible, terrible movies like Glitter with Mariah Carey or like Britney Spears's weird movie that she did. Yeah, and that's actually very funny, but you know, Bailey, they're both different, but they're similar, I guess. Anyway, moving on.
I piggyback off that for just a second because
man.
So there's a lot of turmoil now on YouTube where YouTube is starting to deplatform some people for different things. And before they would take their video and turn it into a podcast. And then when you would listen to the podcast, they would always have a intro saying, hey, what are you doing listening to us on a podcast? You can go to YouTube and watch it. Well, now there's a couple podcasts that I listen to that now they've been suspended on YouTube. So now they're saying, hey, you know what, podcast lovers, audio lovers, we love you now. You are our people.
Oh, because it's the other way around. Yeah. And it's getting to the point, interestingly enough, like the CDNs are taking them down, which is I actually prefer that, because that way they bypass the podcast hosts.
What's the CDNs? I don't know what a CDN.
The CDN is what actually delivers the media. It's the infrastructure beneath. It's where the files are delivered from and stored and backed up. It's kind of like your hard drive, if you imagine it that way.
How would someone get
it's like a hard drive. So think about it like in terms of like a computer. It's like the hard drive has been removed. And so the computer people don't really have a choice anymore. It's like the hard drives are removed. So the CDNs don't want the content on their servers. It's the large server, the big one. The one that stores.
That's a problem.
All of the things, not the delivery mechanism, right? Because even like websites, right? Web hosting companies have CDNs where they store the websites, right? So even though they are running it, if the CDN, if the content in the website goes against the CDN's issues or like TOS, the CDN can say, we don't want that in there, because then they'll tell the company, if you have that in there, then you go out of business. We won't serve you. And then you as a business will have to then, it affects a lot of people.
So quick question. When I sign up to Libsyn to host a podcast, I have not said anything. I don't know who your CDN is, and I don't know their terms of service, and it really doesn't affect me because that's something that the host is using. So now as a podcaster, you're paying for hosting and somebody else is taking your content down that you don't even have a contract with. That's weird.
Yeah, but it goes the other way around. It's sort of like you didn't do it, but if it's sort of like you're renting, right? So you are renting from the building,
Right.
and then you come in and you pay a lease to the company that owns the building, if you will. But then, the person who is maybe leasing the building from,
right.
is the one that's saying, this is why a lot of folks often lose their homes, because the larger company comes in and it's like, we need all these people out. And
That's crazy.
you
Podcast-
kind of have to
That
leave.
part I'm familiar with. It's the other part that's crazy.
Yeah. So it's what I'm saying. It's like somebody extra that is coming through. Hello,
So now-
Troy. So
extra.
anyway.
So now what you're saying is now, if as a podcaster, you have to make sure the CDN.
You don't have to make sure anything. You just have to mind your P's and dot your I's.
No, I would say that
Wait,
if you
that's not how that saying goes.
if you got to.
I always mess that up. I get the wrong letters.
Me too.
Hold on. It's mind your P's and Q's, or cross your T's and dot your I's.
Dot your I's and cross
You
your
don't
T's.
get to dot your I's and mind your P's.
That's right.
That makes no fucking sense.
And minding your P's and Q's makes sense.
Yes, that does.
Not
make
to
sense.
somebody who's a different language.
That's true.
It just sounds
Not true, because when you're writing P's and Q's in cursive, for example, they can look very funky if you don't do it right.
See, the thing that upsets me about this is podcasting is supposed to be your thing, and you're the boss and everything. And now bosses, I don't like it.
Well, it's like,
like
you know what? That's why I'm living here in the house in the mountains, because I usually don't have to deal with most of that stuff.
Like
From
what?
anywhere.
P's and Q's?
So
Or T's and I's.
the end.
Nobody has to do that anymore. That's a very old-fashioned saying.
P's
My
and, are
God.
you still in the P's and Q's? Oh my God. Are we like talking
Never mind.
about all the
right.
things?
All right.
I know Troy's like, I just came in and you're already like 3 levels deep in this.
It's not my
Oh
fault.
my God. It's like,
not
this
my
is
fault.
it's the morning coffee. Anyway, oh my God. Honestly. Listen, this is something that came out a long time, moving into some podcasting. John, you're going to have to be doing some like a crap ton of editing with this stuff, like taking a lot.
To be honest with you, to be honest with you, we're only 33 minutes into the recording, so it's
with like 5 minutes of podcasting in that entire time. Okay. I have forgotten to share this because I saw it on my LinkedIn a while ago, and I actually took this survey. Twyla Dang, who is she is a podcasting pro. She has a production company. She does all kinds of things. She also has I think it's called Women in Podcasting on on Instagram. I forgot the name of it, but I've attended one of her sessions. I think a couple of them, she used to have them on Saturday. Anyway, that free, like not how to podcast, but more like Q&As for podcasting stuff. Really, really, really smart woman. I learned a lot from attending that, and it's really, really great, really down to earth. So anyway, she's doing a survey for BIPOC women in podcasting, and so what she wants to kind of gather is that she's hoping to track the general condition of BIPOC women in podcasting, the nature of their experiences, the problems they face in the respective workplaces, the friction points holding up recruitment pipeline and preventing them from advancing in their positions, and the frustrations driving them out of the industry altogether. So she, I believe she moved into the audio business, into podcasting from the audio business. So she's acutely familiar with a lot of the challenges met by her demographic, which is why she wants to point out to this. Now, I am all for it. So if you identify in any of the letters in BIPOC, which is Black, Indigenous, and people of color, if you identify in that way and you are a woman, please take this survey, and I will put it in the episode notes here so you all can take it. And I did take it. It was a really interesting survey. I do believe that it is, again, created to reflect the industry and the professional career path as the audio industry exists.
Mhm.
I believe that there are some questions, and I think that I think there were some questions about, there was something about, do you actually do the job that you were hired to do? Meaning, you know how like sometimes, well, see, and this is why it was so crazy, because there's a job that you're hired to do when you have a regular job, right? But when you're a podcaster, you at least, and you identify as a podcaster, right? In its big term, you do all the things. So if I am getting paid to podcast, but I do all of the things. So I edit, and I do the episode notes, and I do the show note preparation, and I do the posting, and I do some of the editing for one of the shows that I do. John does the editing for the other show that I do. So I do the graphic putting together of one of the shows that I do. Like there's all of the things that we do.
There is.
So, but there's a broken, like in the way that it was asked, it's as if when you are in podcasting, in the way that this survey is laid out, it infers that you are working in podcasting doing the one thing, which is either you are a host, or you are the researcher person, the fact checker, or you are the editor, or you are the marketer, or you are the community manager, or you are whereas in the way that I have come into podcasting, and what I do is all of that.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm really wanting, the reason that I'm pushing this out there is because I do feel the majority of our audience is a podcaster in the way that I'm speaking.
Yeah.
I think that's what I believe. I don't think we have a lot of the corp casters or career folks that are inside of the podcasting industry.
Correct.
So if you do identify as BIPOC and you are a woman, then please take the survey and answer it as honestly as possible, because I do feel that we also need to in some way be reflected in the study.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so it's open to all of that stuff, but it did give me a lot of food for thought, because it's still under the I would say that the industry itself is less entrepreneurial. Would you agree with that, Jess?
Yes.
The industry, right, is less entrepreneurial, but the podcasters that are getting in are all entrepreneurial.
Well, they've always been entrepreneurial, whether they
Right.
knew it. I mean, except for when you started, like when I started in 2013, most of the ones I knew were entrepreneurial. I didn't know any storytellers or,
Right.
like I only knew entrepreneurial ones and hobbyists. So, but even the hobbyists, I mean, look at Ben Franklin's World and look at,
Yeah.
the Outlander podcast, like they're still entrepreneurial to some degree. But yeah, the ones who work for NPR, they're journalists. They're not entrepreneurs.
Or they're audio pros.
Oh, you're right. They're media. I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
or they're media producers. on some
Media
level.
producer. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so a lot of us are in it without the, like, I think
Who's
that there's,
us?
when we start podcasting, we go, I want to start a podcast. I have an idea. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Versus, I want to start a podcast. Here's my idea. Here's my pitch. How do I get funding for this? I got to write the grants. I have to make sure I have to pitch this to a network. Who's going to get, you know what I mean? That's it's like, I don't go that way. I usually go with, I have an idea. Let's do it. Right.
Let's do
it. And again, I'm not taking away from that, because that is a viable thing. Like there's something that just came up for me, an idea this morning that I was thinking, ooh, this is a really great idea to do as a podcast, but that's not something that I'd want to dive into given my life circumstances now, meaning that I have so many things going on that I would go into
Mm-hmm.
and not think about the money involved in it, because my time and attention does not merit that, unless I'm getting some serious funding to
You
work on.
have a job.
I do. I have a job. I have other things that I have to do. But what I'm saying is the time and attention that would need,
You know,
Would
it's
take away from
it's
your
just
job
an
and
idea. It was just an idea. I'm just
I want
using
to
it
ask
as an
you a
example.
question. I just want to ask you a question and veer off course just a wee
Oh
bit.
God.
If you were a podcaster as you are, if everything in your life was the same except that your job was in banking, would you be a podcast? Would you be more entrepreneurial with regards to your / our podcast? If you did not have a job in podcasting, but you loved it the same way,
Mhm.
but maybe you're in health. I don't know what the fuck you would have done if you weren't in podcast.
Yeah,
Frankly,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know. Would you be more entrepreneurial? Like, I know you say that you're not because of the things going on in your life, but I think it's also because you get paid with a salary to be in this industry.
Right.
But there are people out there who love this industry and aren't getting paid to do it. So I'm just wondering, like, do you think personally you would be the same?
Be the same as in, like, would I continue to podcast?
No. Like, would you want to make your podcast more of a business so you could leave whatever industry doesn't serve you?
You know, it depends on what that. I honestly think that it really. There are a lot of folks. I actually have been listening to a lot of podcasts.
Have you?
And
It's so
yeah.
unlike you.
And there's somebody out there that I've been kind of I admire her work. She is a developer. She's a developer by day. She has a jobby job, right?
Every job.
Catwoman
And
by night.
she has about 4 different podcasts
Okay.
around productivity.
Okay.
She also creates a ton of tutorials, like video tutorials and really in-depth stuff. All of the other stuff she gets paid for. There's ads in her shows. And when she does the tutorials, she kind of delivers them to another producer who actually does this for a living. And so I'm sure she gets compensated in some way, shape, or form. But in listening to her, she has no desire to leave her job.
Mm-hmm.
She just is in her job. She likes her job. She likes her job. Her job is great. She loves her job. And she makes some money doing this other stuff. And this is what she said. She goes, I love podcasting. I love it. And I started to work in a way that I was thinking, like, I'm going to start to make a little bit more money in podcasting. And then it immediately took the joy away.
I was just
It made it my work.
Made it your jobby job.
You made her a jobby job. And she was like, I don't want this to be my job. This is my hobby. This is what I love to do. I do all this stuff and I get money from it, but I have my job to do that. And this takes away from my joy. And I thought, that's me.
Yeah. It's not you though. You love it. You just complain. You love it. You love knowing all the things first. You love hearing about who's buying.
Yeah.
You love listening to all the shows. You love going to the conferences, even though you will never admit it. You love to be there and talk to people about their fucking podcasts all day long.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I'm not saying I don't. I also do like my jobby job.
Yeah,
I complain about the everydayness and the
no.
mundaneness of
if things
other
aren't the way they should be in your eyes. Yeah. I mean, that's everyone. That's every job. But like for me, like I don't have the thirst for the podcast world the way that you do.
I do.
I'm know.
A thirsty podcast.
I love the industry because I love the people, but this could be any industry and I would still be creating a women's conference. I mean, the only difference is between the podcasting industry and literally every other industry is that probably we wouldn't do a podcast. That is the only difference in my life. I think I'd still want to do a membership and have the support group and do the event. Like my part in this is not the part that loves podcasting per se. That's what you do.
Right. I love that. Look, Troy just nailed it. See, like, I think he did when he said, I'd love for podcasting to pay the bills, but I have zero interest in doing the things I'd have to do to make that happen. Exactly. And it's true. It's like that really takes away. And it's sort of the same thing that happened when I was teaching yoga. Right. So when I was teaching yoga, I would go into the yoga studios and I would do my thing and it was amazing. And then a lot of my students would come up to me and they would say, why don't you have your own studio? Why don't you have your own studio? Like everybody, I was like, are you kidding me? That would mean I would have to be watching how many people are showing up to each class. I would have to be paying teachers to come and do the thing. I would have to pay rent. I would have to, like, there's all of this other stuff that went through it that I'm like, I don't want anything. I don't want to be a business owner. I want to come in and all I did when I taught yoga is like literally I biked up to the studio. I taught my incredible classes. I had a great time and I left.
Yeah.
And I got a check.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
I do kind of, I do long for the simple life, but entrepreneur. I mean, yeah. Anyway, we went a little off topic. Sorry.
Yeah.
don't know.
So anyway,
It's really more about podcasting. I mean, everybody, when they're thinking about a podcast, they're thinking about making it their life,
Your business.
their business. And it will take, because I had a big debate the other day and what makes your podcast successful? Is it downloads?
Well,
is it money?
There's no debate. That's a personal decision.
Right. Well, the
I mean,
debate.
that's like saying at what weight are you healthy? Like that's a personal choice. Just like if your podcast is successful, some people would say if you're doing it on a regular basis, and some people would say if you have 1,000 downloads, and some people would say if you have 10,000. Like everyone is different. Or maybe your podcast is successful. Like for Hillary Hendershot, like her podcast is successful if it brings her clients. Her show is about money, and she's a finance person, and she wants to manage women's finances. So I mean, it all depends. That's not for anyone else to determine for us. So don't have any more debates about that because it's pointless. It's different for everybody.
Well, someone was attacking somebody for their podcast wasn't.
Oh, well, then just beat their ass.
Money, and I was like, did they even ask for money?
Yeah, then just beat their ass.
Right.
It's just, yeah, I think that it's again, though, I think what I started to think about is when it comes to the industry as a whole, is there merit? And should we be counted as folks who really just love to put the content out and have zero desire to add to the pipeline of creating, I guess, producers or people employed in the industry? And do we have a voice and do we count? So I started to think, like, is there something else? Like, all right, so let's say golf. Let's take professional golf, or let's take the golfing industry, right? There are obviously the professional athletes that do this thing and they earn money, and there's the ability to do this for a living. So they work really, really hard to do this golfing thing, and they have, people working for them. There are the golf places where you go play golf. There are the tournaments that they attend, and all of that employs a bunch of people. There are folks who are negotiating the sponsorship. And then there are the people who teach golf to kids, to teach golf to, you hire a golfing professional to maybe help me how to get better at golfing. I go into the golf course and I decide with my, friends to go golf. And I'm pretty good. I've never golfed in my life, just to let you know. But let's say I'm pretty good. I love to do that. It gives me joy. I love to talk about golf. I love to inspire other people to talk about golf. And I want other people to golf because it's amazing. It's such an amazing thing. It's given me so much. And I love to ride the little cart. It's great. Am I part of the industry? Am I anything? Am I a valuable person in golf?
Yes. Because you buy the same clubs. No, you buy the same clubs. You buy the same outfit. You add to the industry. You're supporting the industry.
I'm advocating for the industry of golf. I talk about how powerful it is.
You have a podcast about how you love golf, but you don't charge for it.
But this is me.
What do you mean this is me?
I don't know. Keep going.
No. So also all of the things in terms of the golf thing, I show up all the time, and that's what it is. So Troy says, I podcast to help spread evidence-based gardening into info to folks struggling with or who want a deeper dive. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yes. And this is great. And I think the value of the voices, the diverse voices inside of podcasting have the value that comes from podcasting is that there is a vibrant industry that has a pipeline that allows for career development. Yes. And there are a lot of folks that come into it that are not going to be solely focused on making money with podcasting, but are having a huge impact on podcasting simply because they are sharing their voices. A lot of the folks out there that, moved into podcasting didn't first do it because they listened to Serial, but they listened to it because they heard a podcast about, the Harry Potter. Right? They started way back in the day listening to Harry Potter things. And the same thing happens with like somebody who listens to a podcast that has something to do with them that they found very, very unique, that they're like, oh my gosh, I have somebody to talk about the TV shows. All the TV shows that like the Lost TV show had, as we know, with Cliff Ravenscraft way back in the day, that's how he started talking about Lost. And that built a gigantic community around just talking about Lost, the TV show. And it created value. So,
yep.
That's all I'm saying.
Sometimes podcasting is the golf club. In other words, it is the tool you use to talk about your passion. And the reason I think about that is because I always go back to the beekeeping podcast where they talk about everything
or fish nerds.
Yeah, or the fish nerds.
Yeah.
They go back and they talk about that. And podcasting is just the vehicle for their passion for beekeeping, for fishing.
So should they be counted? And I think that's the question I'm asking. Should they be counted as part of the podcasting industry? If, let's say, we picked like those, they may be like making some money for their businesses and whatnot, but that's what it's going out for their businesses, right? Podcasting is an extension of their marketing. It is, it's a part or of a vehicle for their voices for something bigger.
Yeah, they're buying microphones, they're buying, equipment. Yeah,
they're adding to, exactly. I think that, the majority, if a lot of the podcasters that just start a podcast just because left, the industry would suffer the most.
It wouldn't be as much fun.
I know I'm serious. Like if all of I'm using independent podcasters for all of the folks who just decide I want to start a podcast and I just want to start one. If all of those people that had that feeling disappeared and they were not allowed, the industry I believe that would actually cause the biggest harm to the industry. And I'm not sure that would actually help it continue to thrive, because it would diminish what the foundation of what the actual why the podcasting industry is where it is now. It's those voices.
I think it's the thing about podcasting is the passion. In other words, when it becomes a business and when people come in, they start to ruin it. Same thing with radio. People, the corporate suits came in and started taking the passion out of radio.
I mean, what was that, 1930 though?
No.
Yes.
It was in the 80s and the 90s.
No way. That shit has been fucking businessized since the beginning.
Especially even
radio
TV and
owners.
like it's the media as a whole. Media as a whole, like even with the movies and TV and advertising and all of that stuff. It's for sure.
All advertising is anyway. All right. Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, speaking about monetization, though, I guess now, Apple released the ability now to have, I forgot in here. I didn't actually write this in here, or I think I did, and I didn't put it in the show notes. Apple has released the ability for you to now do affiliate marketing for the podcast subscriptions.
Yay.
What does that mean?
So now if we wanted, so here's a way to do this. It's like if we decided, like if there's a show out there that has the subscriptions added into Apple Podcasts and saying like they're, the women from Pantsuit Politics, they were in the video, by the way. Did you know this? This was amazing.
I love those girls, man. I love those girls.
They're amazing. So they're going to be offering premium subscription on Apple Podcasts. So instead of us as She Podcast adding our own subscription, we could just sell theirs.
I love it.
And then we get the money. We get commission off of that. We get affiliate commission off of that. I know.
So smart.
Right? So we could just have a list of the people that we want you to support via Apple Podcasts, sell their stuff, and then we get a kickback, which is awesome.
Amazing.
So given that, though, it seems that now there's support, obviously, for and Big Sur for the Apple Podcast subscriptions and all this stuff, but nobody can find them. And lo and behold, on Friday, the weekend before holiday, Apple did release an email, and they just sent it out, and they said that it's going to be delayed until June. So that could be, June 1st or June 30th, or in anything in between. That's when they're going to come out. And they recognized, or at least they mentioned for the very first time, that there was a problem with.
Oh, they did? Like we didn't.
Yeah,
know?
they did. I
We
think
didn't
that they
notice that at all.
did. What did they say? It says, over the last few weeks, some creators have experienced delays in the availability of their content and access to Apple Podcasts Connect. We've addressed these disruptions and encourage creators experiencing any issues to contact us. And then they have a little link, a hyperlink to that. So they say it's fixed. It seems like that may or may not be the case. But hey, I don't know what to say. Anyway,
Cool.
that was it. That's all I have for podcasting news today. The reason wasn't, I really scoured to see if there was anything else that I could find for us to talk about that was more than that. But that was about the extent of
Scoured
it.
it.
I scoured the interwebs for any new news.
There's
New news.
nothing. That's why I brought up Bailey Sarian.
Yeah, because that's
There's
a really
not
cool.
much.
It's really cool. I like that.
Here's some news.
Yes. What's the news?
Wednesday of this week, I'm doing a site visit of our hotel for She
Woohoo!
Podcast Live.
Ooh.
And ticket sales have been picking up. Sponsorship sales are interesting. So like sponsorship sales are interesting in the sense that like I've talked to a lot more sponsors than I did this time in the year in 2019. And many of them want to participate but aren't sure they can travel. So it's a weird, that's what I mean by it's interesting. It's not like they want to or they don't want to, but it's like sort of everyone's in a holding pattern. I'm not sure when that pattern is going to come out, but it's going to make things funny to plan. Do you know what I mean? Like the people that are in are like super in, have no questions. Let's do this. Let's get there.
Yeah.
And those are mostly, I would say, middle tier companies that are healthy in size, but not ginormo conglomerates. The ginormo conglomerates are sort of like, we want to help you. We're not sure we can travel. What do you need? Give us some ideas. Let's think of, it's like they want to come, they want to speak, but they're not sure if anyone's traveling. Like it's so funky. It's funky. Nevertheless, I'm going to the hotel with the event planner, Jennifer Follick-Rains, my friend, and then our producer, Jack Woods. And we're going to figure this funky shit out. We're going to see they're my visionaries. Well, let's rephrase. They know what's possible at events that aren't podcasting conferences. And so far, that's been really interesting. It's been a blessing to work with that. Because because I don't have to compare what we're doing to Podcast Movement or to Podfest. I don't have to.
I love that.
I know. I don't have to, like, every time I'm just like, if I say, well, the schedule will be X, Y, and Z, she'll go, is there a reason why you have to do that? And I'm like, no, there's no reason. It's just because that's all I know. And she was like, we're not doing that. We're going to do it this way and this way, or you can do it this way and this way. And I'm like, yes, God, yes. It's brilliant.
That's so good.
It's
I love
great.
it. I love that.
So I just want them they want to see the space. They want to think about all the parties that we want to have. We are on for a pajama party. Yes, this is what we wanna do.
You keep asking me. Yes, I said yes. And oh my God.
Because I can't believe it. That's why. Because I'm so excited. And I can't. Okay, so one of those nights will be a pajama party. One of those nights will be a pool party. One of those nights will be an opening, like maybe a courtyard soiree. And so they get to see all the spaces and see what we're gonna do. Yeah, book your room and please go through the website to do that. Yeah, because I don't know. Well, that Jen is getting weekly. What's it called? I don't even know what they're called. She gets the numbers every week.
Okay, good. Yeah, whatever.
So she
right,
knows
yeah.
where we are as far as how many rooms we have to fill and stuff. If you haven't got your ticket for She Podcast Live, go to shepodcast.com/live and get your tickets. It's gonna
Woohoo, Lee!
be
Yay! So exciting.
fun. Hi, Lee. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be very hot when I go there next week, but not as hot in October, thank God.
That's so.
I know, and I have because we're not just spending one night there because it's all the way across the country. We go I fly Wednesday, and then we see it all day Thursday, and then I fly home Friday. So like Wednesday night, even though I'll be tired as all get out, maybe we can like scoot around Scottsdale and see what's fun. Don't worry, I'll take my GoPro so that I can amuse all of you.
Speaking of that, though, Jess, we are recording on Monday. This show is going to go live on Friday. So
True.
you're going to be doing coverage. Wait, hold up. You're going to be doing coverage on this. So I am committing you now to have something in the show notes on Friday. Does that mean everybody go to the She Podcast Instagram account to look at some coverage in the stories? Is that what I say?
Is that what you say? Because
I'm not.
If I use this phone, I can't use that phone, but that's fine.
Yay, I love you. We love you too, Lee. You're
All right,
so sweet, love.
Hi,
we are
Lee.
under it's very hard to, when you just had, okay.
Wait a minute.
Lee,
I feel like
I'm
Lee
sure
sent me
you know
some
this.
emails. Did you send me some emails?
But hold up. This is what it feels like, okay?
Okay.
So you just had a baby. You have a newborn baby. And then somebody's like, while you're like dealing with all the babies and the thing and the feeling, and they go, how can we help? I'm coming over. What do you need?
I know. I just love that so much.
Quiet. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to say. Like, I'm exhausted.
I mean, yeah, I do know. We do know.
My nipples are hurting.
We know.
I don't know. I haven't taken a shower for 50,000
I'll tell you what to answer. If someone says, how can I support you? This is the answer. Tell people to buy a ticket and come. If you know any companies that might want to get in front of our audience, either pass the contact info along or give them my contact info so we can talk them into being a sponsor. And then also,
I love you, Lee.
I know, that's really sweet. And also just like every time the subject comes up, just tell people you're going so that people, especially this year more than ever, if you're going, tell people you're going when it comes up in any posts we're doing on any social. Just say, I can't wait to be there. If you're coming, if you have questions, reach out, because this is a year that's the most uncertain. It's funny because I've had 2 uncertain years. Like the first year, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And now it's the second year. And I don't know if anyone, or I do know some people, obviously, but I don't know to what level people will come out of the house and be ready for a conference. So, she wants to know if we want to do a Facebook Live and talk about the show. That sounds fun. So let's work that out. That sounds like a good time. So when people ask if you want to know how to support the show, just tell people that you're going. And then very soon we'll have speaker announcements, and then we're going to want you speakers to tell everyone and their mom. I think that'll move things along. So we're going to get that done as soon as we can.
And people are like looking to get at, like, even this weekend, my daughter, May had her show, and it was a gymnastics thing. And it was really great because, even though there was still a lot of different protocols, at the same time, we were out among people that we haven't seen in so long, because even though May was doing gymnastics and she was going there every week, we didn't experience the gymnastics in the same way that we used to, because I used to be in there with her the whole time outside.
Right.
We went there all the time as a family, and now we literally just drop her off, and then I go and have coffee across the street, and I just wait with her there, but we're not interacting with the place. But anyway, all that to say that everybody's coming out. And even here where I live, which is essentially it's a tourist, people come here all the time. People come to, this is where they come to tourist themselves. And it is jam-packed.
Yeah.
There are so many people here that we often hit a traffic, complete stop, because we
Mhm.
can't get through the little town where everybody comes and I don't even know what's going to happen this weekend. Like I'm afraid to drive near that area. It's like
Yeah.
all the tourists are here.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. So what you're saying is people aren't
Pe-
afraid to get out of the house. Which is
Yes,
great.
that's
Good
what
to
I'm saying, at
know.
least in this part of the country.
It's more like the airport, I think. So listen, I'm gonna go. This is the first airplane ride and airport visit I've had since Podfest 2020.
Mhm.
And I'll let you guys know what it's like if you have to wear a mask and if people are scary and coughing or whatever. I'll just let you know. I'll have to let you know.
Scary and coughing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about it, but I mean, whatever. You do what you got to do. I got to get out of this house.
Well, you're
Yeah.
back. You got your.
I am
you're-
vaccinated, yes, but my husband and my little boy's not vaccinated, and my husband has no antibodies. So, I mean,
Okay.
maybe he has. Now he's had 2 vaccines. He's had the Moderna, and now he's had the Johnson and Johnson. We'll see if he builds anything up.
Oh
Interesting.
wow.
He will eventually have built some up. So, like he gets infusions, and it's the immunoglobulin is from other people's blood. So eventually, the people who are donating that blood will have enough COVID antibodies. Well, it will just naturally be infused into him. But we're not at that point yet. We're at the point where people are just now being vaccinated. So whoever is making this medicine may or may not have the vaccine, or may not have had COVID. So all we know is that the first vaccine did not help him make any of his own.
Ah, got it.
So yeah,
That must be
so much more medical
frustrating.
knowledge than I ever wanted. Okay.
All right.
Wrap it on up.
I hate medical shit. Yeah, let's wrap it up. I just wanted to let you know what we're doing, and now I'm fiddling with my hair. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching and listening to, I was going to say Lady Business Radio. Holy
Oh my gosh,
shit.
that's Bizarro.
Oh my God, I haven't done that show in 7 years. Thank you so much for watching and listening to She Podcast. If you want to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, you can find us at She Podcast. You can also go to our show notes and get all the links we discussed today, shepodcast.com. Don't forget we have a membership, supersquad.shepodcast.com. Go ahead and check that out. We're making some super cool overhauls
Oh
to
my
it.
gosh.
And
We have to talk about that soon. Anyway, go ahead.
we do. And also our conference coming up in the fall, shepodcast.com/live. Thank you so much again. We totally appreciate you and want to support you in everything you do. We love you.
Need it.
Bye.
Yay.
Okay, we can stop the recording.
Oh my God. So I lost the charger for my my AirPods. And these are so
Oh.
fucking itchy. God.
I'm sorry. I know.
Oh, have a great day, Cheryl. Bye.
Have a
Bye,
great day,
guys.
everybody.
Bye. Bye.
There we go.
All right.
Yay.
All right. I have to go because I have to do that whole birthday errand shit.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You do that. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry that you have to go out and do the shopping stuff or whatever.
I don't mind
heck
the
you're doing.
shopping. It's the pressure to do it everything perfect that's driving me crazy. All right. Doesn't matter.
Right. And Jobby Job would be a title.
Yes, that's our title. Jobby job.
That's good. Jobby job. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you.
And